Roll call starting with Mr. John DeVoe.
Here.
Mr. Jeff Watson.
Here.
Ms. Ellen Carrick.
Here.
Ken Hartsfield.
Here.
Vicki Good.
Here.
Jerry Penland.
Here.
Charles Schroeder.
Here.
Sorry. Steve Stannard.
Here.
And for the record, Peter Scanlon is away today.
Thank you. Would you all join us with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is election of officers.
Yes, and according to your bylaws, you choose a chair and a vice chair during your first regular meeting of each calendar year. So you can make nominations from the floor.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate John DeVoe as chairman of the Planning Commission.
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Penland. Are there any other nominations? Then you can just by a verbal vote, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. I
I would-
didn't hear any opposed.
I would like to nominate for Vice Chair Jeff Watson.
Second.
Okay, any other nominations from the floor for vice chair? Seeing none, we'll take a verbal vote again. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That was very painless.
Approval of minutes, November 10th. Anybody got anything? It's getting pretty old. Okay, we're going to go in the public hearing.
Oh,
1 second.
Did you approve your minutes?
We did.
Ah,
Who's first and second?
Nobody remembers something.
I move approval.
Okay.
okay, Ken's.
I second.
And a second.
That was Ellen.
Ellen.
This public hearing, I'm going to have to recuse myself being with the DDA.
And I need to recuse myself as well, being with the DDA and a small percentage stockholder in a company that Mr. Weatherford owns, Beerworks.
Any objections? You guys?
No.
So we'll be going home. No, we'll be in the back.
Okay.
Jeff, you had to get elected.
I
You're
think
the
at
man.
this point, I need to point out my husband, Jerry Good, is on the DDA board, but I feel I have no conflict of interest on this matter, and I don't know if you want to discuss it or...
Actually, it means disclosure of any you'll read that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We'll let you know when we're finished with the hearing.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay,
All right, public hearings. We're going to consider ordinance number 1296, amending the municipal code, chapter 18.31, concerning an amendment to the Woodland Station Overlay District geographic boundary to remove the former AmeriGas property generally located south of West Midland Avenue and South Pine Street, containing .90 acres.
thank you. I will provide a brief overview, but first I would like to introduce to you the applicant, Steve Randolph, and also a partner, Arden Weatherford, are here this evening if you have any questions about their request. First, I'd like to show you that the overlay district, the Woodland Station Overlay District, was established in 2007, so 10 years ago, and it was part of the DDA, Downtown Development Authority's property, that is outlined in red. This is an old concept plan at that time that the DDA had to build out the former Saddle Club property, and the overlay district was established to create a special set of standards that would create a village-type feel for this 9-acre tract. And then in 2014, the adjoining property known as the AmeriGas property, the owners of that, which is the Beer Garden Lane Development, LLC, asked to be included in the overlay district because they were potentially going to develop this property shown in yellow adjacent to additional property in the Woodland Station overlay district. That did not come to fruition, and as a result, the owners are asking to be now removed from that original area. I did want to just briefly show you, these are some old aerials of the AmeriGas property, shown outlined in red in this aerial, and then a street view. This was when the gas tanks were still located on the property. They were removed in October of 2013, but I wanted to make sure that you had a visual of the property that were the subject property tonight. So with Ordinance 1296, it will return to the original boundary of the overlay district and amend the Title 1831 in the municipal code, and all the standards will still stay in place for the overlay district, and it will just be a boundary change. So this is a legislative action this evening, and with that, the staff finds that this code amendment is compatible with the comprehensive plan. These tracts will revert or be processed for future development under the Central Business District zone, which is appropriate for this site adjacent to Highway 24. All improvements will comply with the applicable zoning regulations, subdivision codes, drainage criteria, engineering specifications, and building codes. The staff does recommend approval of Ordinance 1296, and this is basically returning to what was originally established in 2007. I'd be happy to answer questions at this point.
Is this the area where they're doing the grading, the big, the DDA original area?
The grading that recently occurred was right up next to Bergstrom Park in this area. But it was not on the AmeriGas property.
That was the follow-on question.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you, Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Does the applicant have a presentation to make?
No.
No? Do you wish to?
No, I just want to make myself available. Steve Randolph, 1211 Mountain Meadows Drive. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. It's a pretty straightforward zoning sort of request.
Questions of the applicant?
What do you anticipate developing that AmeriGas property into?
That's very nebulous right now. So part of what will be the outcome of the question that you're asking is where are we with regard to the design standards? Because up until now, we've been working on design standards that were managed by the DDA. So without that, then we're back to working with Sally and her team, and we have no idea what they might impose on us, but it's pretty much in writing already in this city ordinances. So we don't have a development plan to share with you is the answer.
Any other questions? Okay, we open for public comment. So I don't see much public out there. I guess we can move on.
Thank you.
Any final questions from the,
Sally, have we had any comment from the DDA?
The DDA did have this on their agenda at the beginning of the month, and they were advised not to take any position on it by their attorney.
Thank you.
other questions?
Any comments from the public, or?
No, we have not had any comments.
Okay, now we deliberate. Anybody before we call for a motion? Any discussion? Okay, looking for a motion.
I'll move for approval of ordinance number 1296 to amend the municipal code, chapter 1831, as proposed.
Second?
Second.
Was that Jerry seconded?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can all signify approval or say not, or do we have to do a roll
No,
call?
we have to
We'll
do
do
a roll
a roll
call.
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, and we'll start with Jeff Watson,
Approve?
Ken Hartsfield,
Yes.
Vicki Good,
Yes.
Jerry Penland,
Yes.
Charles Schrader,
Yes.
and Steve Stannard.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. This will move forward to the city council's agenda. And first reading is next Thursday, February 2nd, and the public hearing on February 16th. Thank you.
And I relinquish the chair.
Okay.
Come on down.
You're ready to come
Wake
back?
up.
They've been good.
I don't know where yours is.
We're on to item 6, reports. Chairman's report, I have none. Commissioners' reports. Anybody have anything for the good of the order? Sally always has something.
I have just a few things on your desk this evening. We have both the November and December monthly reports from the Planning Commission. And during November, we highlighted the Holiday Home Tour and the History Park. Was visited by a number of different community members and celebrating our heritage. If you had a chance to go see the cabins all decorated up, it was really a lot of fun to provide for authentic decorations for that event. And then in December, we highlighted our residential construction in 2016 because we had a record year in the last decade of number of single-family permits, and that was 28. We also had the Valley View apartment complex get started in 2016. So with 24 apartment units and the 28 single families, it was quite a good year. We did also have the Goodwill that was constructed and opened, so a nice commercial project that came to town. The Aquatic Center also got started this last year, so that was pretty exciting as well. Also on your desk is the new roster, and we welcome Vicki Good to the dais this evening. And so she is recently appointed, and then both Charlie and John were reappointed for another 3-year term. So we're happy to see them return. And then lastly on your desk is the updated zoning map that can go into your notebooks. And the primary changes on this zoning map are the Woodland, not Woodland, it's Teller County Waste annexation was added. And then we did a rezoning of the Tamarack Tech Park, so that shows with the multifamily tracks and the subdivision up at Tamarack Tech Park. So, last thing I have is that we will be meeting on February 28th, and no meeting, next meeting on February 9th. We'll skip that one, and on February 28th, should you feel comfortable moving forward with the accessory buildings modification, that will be the public hearing. And then I've also asked Kip Wiley to come and do a workshop on water and wastewater, because there's a lot of good things happening in that area as well. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you.
So we usually meet on Thursday, and this is a Tuesday?
February 28th, is that a Tuesday?
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
think it's supposed to be February 23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There must be a reason why you're standing up there, Laura.
I'm here for the work session.
The work session.
Yeah, but once we close this meeting.
Pardon?
We'll close this meeting and then we'll go into a work session.
That's what I was leaning towards.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Any other discussion or comment?
Questions?
Okay. Motion to adjourn this meeting and go into work session?
So moved?
A second?
All those in favor? Aye. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr.
You
Chairman.
guys are welcome to stay, or you can go if you want to, either way you want to do it. Okay.
And we've set up the tables, but you're